Hi Stampers, this is super awesome stamper Shirley Merker. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Sun Prairie, Wisconsin, USA. I'm excited to be sharing how to assemble this greeting card from the kits I prepared for my Up North Stamp-A-Stack. I am co-hosting with Elizabeth Green from Canada. So for this Stamp-A-Stack, Elizabeth designed 2 cards and I designed 2 cards. So I will show you how to assemble one of the cards in this video. You should have purchased the Snowflake Wishes stamp set and Coordinating So Many Snowflakes dies from my online store. Use these 2 products to finish assembling your kits. If you don't have those products in your stash, just use whatever you've got in snowflake themes or whatever you'd like to finish your kits. So look for the card kits that have got the Balmy blue card base. And just pull one out. We'll assemble one with you together. And then when you've got the first one done, you can come back and do assembly line for the rest. So the inside piece, there's a 1/4 sheet of Whisper White, set that aside. And then there's a smaller piece, which is 1/6 of an 8.5 by 11. That'll go on the inside. We're gonna do some stamping on that, so don't attach that yet. And then the Night of Navy square will be mounted in the upper corner, and the snowflake pattern over it, and the snowman punch over that. So you get to decide which pattern you want up. If you like kind of this ombre look, go ahead and have that up, but I like the snowflakes up. So let's assemble this down. So I've got one less piece to worry about where it's going. Okay, and then I think I'm gonna switch it so that the snowflakes go this way. And next, I'm going to assemble the snowman. So you should have gotten 2 little stick arms, a hat, a carrot, and then the snow body. All right. So first thing I'm going to do before I attach anything down is I'm going to grab my pumpkin pie marker. And I am going to color the nose orange. So this is how you can use scrap orange if you want, if you got your own snowman punch. But in order for me to get all these pieces to you without going punch crazy myself, I just punched one through on Whisper White and then use your marker. And I am not going to make sure every last piece of this hat is colored, because it should be kind of snowy looking. I'm just kind of swishing back and forth there. All right, now to attach the hat, I'm going to pop the hat up on a little mini dimensional. Okay. Next, let's just start assembling our snowman. All right. So what I am going to do is attach some green glue. And I'm going to put some green glue in the midsection of the body towards the edge so that I can catch the stick arms on that green glue. And just hold it there a few seconds. And the other on the other side of the body. And then you can take some green glue and kind of put it over this arm that's being covered up by the body a little bit. All right, so that's gonna go in the center. And then your little carrot nose, I'd probably put a little dot of green glue there. And here's where, if your green glue isn't quite full, you have a little better control of your green glue than if it's a brand new bottle. All right, and then pull off your backer sheet and put the hat right there. So that piece is assembled. So let me get that out of the way, get the markers out of the way, and I'm going to bring in the Stamparatus. Oh, before we do that, grab your blue adhesive back gems. Now you can decide what sizes you want to put on. I think these smaller sizes look good, and I just did 3 down the center of the body. And they're so sparkly and faceted-y. I don't even know if faceted-y is a word. There. Okay, so now we can set this aside and set this aside. I gotta make room for the Stamparatus. All right, so here's why I couldn't have the sample in my assembly window, is because it's trapped underneath my magnet on my Stamparatus here. All right, so the reason why I put my sample on here is because I wanted to show you, once you have a pattern of where you want your snowflakes, you don't have to fill in underneath where the Night of Navy paper is, just around the border. So what I did was just laid over the snowflakes that I was using for my template, and then pick it up in your Stamparatus plate. Oh, we got them all except for that one. There. Okay, now one thing you are going to want to do is mark your Stamparatus, because you're going to think you're going to remember where to put your card base, but you might not. Or you might get interrupted, or you might want to do 100 of these, and maybe you're not going to do them all at once. So let's just do kind of some arrows there. There, so that's where I know where I need to put the Balmy blue base when I do the next one. All right, so pull back in the Balmy blue base. I'll line up the score line with my arrows and then my corners that I marked over there with the pen. Put my magnetic bar there. Grab my Night of Navy. So this is a true Stamp-A-Stack project. So you're going to grab your ink pad and just ink up all of your snowflakes. Doesn't have to be full coverage either. They don't have to be all really dark, Night of Navy. And then press down. Okay, so I didn't get a few. And that could just be because I am trying to do this on camera. So let me stand up and add a little oomph behind there. There. So that's the beauty of the Stamparatus. Oh, and I still didn't get that one, I don't think. Let me see what's going on with that one. Oh, it's this one right there. I'm re-inking the wrong one and pressing the wrong one down. There we go. This one right here. There. So see how you can do all 5 or 10 or 20, 100, 40 if you want to do something like this, how quick and easy that would be. All right, and then we're going to do the white, the inside white piece. So pull that in. Now, you see where all of your snowflakes are. Is that going to be enough space for your sentiment? So this is your inside piece that's included in your kit. For the sentiment, I've got these snowflake wishes. And then I do want some snowflakes kind of everywhere. But I think this right here is a little bit too much, and over here. So we're going to move some of these out of the way and back a little bit. All right, so one thing we can do is remark again where you're going to put your paper. It looks like I am lined up on the 1 horizontal and 2 vertical over here and something in between the 5 and 6, 5 1/4. Okay, so that looks pretty good, although I need to put my magnet on there somewhere where it's not going to touch any stamp. Right there looks good. Okay, so you're seeing in action how you kind of, the very first one's going to be your longest one because you have to figure out where all of your stamps are going to go. Okay, And this one I can move up a little bit. So this is actually good. You're seeing it in action. There. This one can go over a little bit. I wonder if I've got my sentiment straight. You can actually use your grid lines on your plate to make sure your sentiment is straight. And I can see that now that I'm looking over it, it is not straight. There, let me move this over a little bit. Okay, so now let's do a test run. Ink it up. You're gonna wanna make sure you got a re-inker bottle if you're using this stamp set, and if you're doing a stack. Press down everywhere. Look how pretty that is. Okay, now I missed a couple of spots. And again, beauty of the Stamparatus is you can just re-ink and re-press down. There. Let me bring another piece of paper in. I just want to make sure everything looks right. Looks like my paper might have shifted a little bit, and that's okay. It looks like a snowflake blizzard. But I want a really nice piece to show you. Line it up with my 2-inch line, the magnetic bar. So you'll kind of figure out where you need to place that bar to kind of hold the paper. And maybe that was part of it. The paper shifted a little bit. Okay. Oh, sorry. I am probably making you dizzy. There, yep, perfect, right? All right, so let's slide that out of there. So if you're doing a stack, you know, more than what's included in your kit, I would stamp all your fronts and then come back and reposition your snowflakes and stamp your inside pieces. So let me get that out of the way. And let me pull this back in. Here's what we're working with. This is going to be for the inside, and now we're full of ink, but that's quite all right, right? Oops. All right, so I've got my Stampin' Seal. You use whatever kind of tape runner you've got, the liquid glue, glue dots, tear and tape. They all work pretty well. All right, now pull in the piece that we assembled. You can see it's kind of coming together. All right, that piece of paper that now I've got Night of Navy on, that was included in your kit, the 1/4 sheet of Whisper White. I've already run through some of the snowflakes. In fact, all of the snowflakes that are included in the die set except for this very large one. And so you'll just want to run all your 1/4 inch pieces through so we can get another snowflake off that corner. And decide where you want all your snowflakes. So it looks like I use 4 snowflakes on this card. So I use this one on the inside. Nope, I used a smaller one. I used this one on the inside. All right, and my inside pieces stayed in. I'm sure they will pop out, but I kind of like that look with all of them in there. So I am just going to use some liquid glue to kind of keep them all in there. And that one's gonna go in the upper corner. Then let's see, what else did I do? Another delicate one. This one in the bottom corner. Oh, and I see I should have run it through and or done one ahead of time. I wanted to do it all kind of in real time except for cranking through the embossing machine. So you kind of see what you need to do. This one is really delicate. It's like the medium one, the next size up from the inside one that I used. All right, and if this one doesn't come out, it will. There we go. I was gonna say I'm gonna tuck it underneath anyway. That one's tucked underneath. And then, nope, I use this one. So you can even economize. So I only have 3, I don't know what you want to call them, 3 points sticking out. So if you needed to economize, just cut through the center and put that on top. This one goes here, and that one goes there, like that. All right, so let's just use some green glue. Kind of put that at an angle. And then I'll use some green glue on this. Again, I didn't pop out the centers, but that's okay. I am okay with that. And then I'm going to dab a little bit on the tips there. And then before I press that down though, I'm going to make sure I've got that positioned where I want it. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so final thing would be to attach your Night of Navy down. And then I've got the little guy right there, the little snowflake. Kind of off to the side. And then grab your jewels again. And I put one of the large jewels in the center of that small snowflake. Here's the sample card. Here's the card I just created. There's a little more space at the bottom so I can write a personal message. So you can go ahead and start assembling the rest of your kits. Meet us back in the Zoom room so we can see how you're doing, and you can tell us how you like to use the Stamparatus. If you've got a Stamparatus, do you need some tips on how to use it? And thanks for attending our Up North retreat. If you're watching this video after the retreat is over, I hope you join us again for another retreat. Online retreat details would be at my blog at superawesomestamper.com. Bye.